What's the best way to avoid carb toxicity? Hey health heroes, welcome to the show. On this episode, I want to talk about how I avoid carb toxicity, what that even means, and how you might be able to do it too. And remember, I'm not a doctor. You should always talk to your primary healthcare physician before starting an exercise or nutrition program. So I'll have links and everything for the show notes here in the description, but I want to talk about how I've been avoiding this carb toxicity and what that even means. So I have the definition right here in my notes. And this comes from the U.S. National Library of Medicine and the National Institutes of Health. Modern nutrition is often characterized by the excessive intake of different types of carbohydrates, ranging from digestible polysaccharides to refined sugars that collectively mediate noxious effects on human health, a phenomenon that we refer to as carb toxicity. So this really cool study looked at carb toxicity. I'll put the government URL in the description here so you can check it out for yourself. I will kind of go over the abstract here because that part of that definition was in the abstract. Epidemiological and experimental evidence combined with clinical intervention trials underscore the negative impact of excessive carbohydrate uptake, as well as the beneficial effects of reducing carbs in the diet. We discuss the molecular, cellular, and neuroendocrine mechanisms that link exaggerated carbohydrate intake to disease and accelerated aging as we outline dietary and pharmacologic strategies to combat carb toxicity. Things that I do personally to combat this carb toxicity phenomenon: I always break my fast in the morning and focus on fats and proteins. So that's going to be tree nuts, avocado. That's it. Okay, we can mix it up if I have eggs, do some egg whites, do some whole eggs, things like that. But that's the focus. I'm not breaking my fast with carbs. Another thing I do is I try to find low sugar replacements for high carb foods. So a great example might be a pizza crust made from cauliflower, something simple like that. Okay, you don't have to do this all the time, but it's nice to mix that stuff in. The next thing that's my absolute favorite is I love the benefits of dark chocolate. So 72%, 78%. 86%, super good. And you combine that with something like an organic Pinot Noir in the evening. You can do a couple of squares of chocolate and just, take it slow. You don't have to do the whole bar and then drink the wine with it and just have like a chocolatey wine party in my mouth. Just fantastic, fantastic stuff. These are just some of the ways that I combat this carb toxicity from my daily and weekly nutritional intake. I will give another tip as kind of a bonus here. I was reading up on pasta recently and how in Europe, in Italy and things like that, they tend to, according to this article, they tend to cook pasta al dente. Which means it has a bite to it, as in you need teeth to actually eat it. If you overcook pasta, then it's a little squishy, kind of dissolves too much. That's great for babies, not necessarily for adults, not necessary. And so the whole point is, if the pasta can take longer to digest, then it does not spike your insulin and your blood sugar as high as pasta that's overcooked. Lentil pasta is another great one, chickpea pasta. I try to coordinate those carbohydrate intakes with extra exercise and cardio and strength training that particular day. So if I'm having an easy day where I have very, very little carb intake, then that might also be an easy workout day. But if I'm going to increase those carbs, then we're going to increase corresponding exercise. And I'll even use, a lot of people that go to the gym have like a pre-workout powder that they would take. I tend to use fruit with my blueberries and blackberries as my pre-workout. So if I'm gobbling up a handful of blackberries and a handful of blueberries, I'm going to use that extra energy and that sugar rush, very small sugar rush, but I'm going to get my ass to the gym and start working out, strength training 100%. All right, guys, that wraps up this video on how I avoid carb toxicity. If you like this stuff, please like and subscribe this video, and please comment down below. If you've had a health first transformation in your life, I'd love to know about it. We'll get the conversation started, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.